The big thing I remember the most about growing up as a child was kindergarten. Now, to me, the only thing, kindergarten, the only good thing about it is that it teaches you how to say goodbye to your parents without crying. That's all. After that, forget it. They got nothing else for you to do. I remember standing in that schoolyard with 27 snowsuits on and my idiot mittens, you know. The idiot mittens are the ones with the string that go up your arm and around your neck. And the only cool thing about it is you talk in the left hand, you can listen in the right. Hello, how'd you been? That's all right, fine. Find another kid with idiot mittens on, you run up, you pull his left mitten, and he smacks himself in the face with the right. Yeah, I used to love to do that, boy. And we all stood in that line crying, oh, where are we going? We're going to die. You're going to get us killed in there. And the next day I was very cool. Goodbye, Mother. Take care of yourself, won't you, dear? I should be home, 12:30, quarter to 1, somewhere around there. Might be late. I may have a little milk with the boys, you know what I mean? Tell Dad I'll see him around dinner time. Now, once they get you inside, they're lost. They got nothing for you to do because you're only 5 and you're too dumb to care about anything else. They try, though, you know. 1 and 1 is 2. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Right, yeah, cool, man. 1 and 1 is 2. Yeah, right. What's a 2? Don't care, man. So then they try these other things, basic things. No chairs in kindergarten. Everything's done on the floor. Sit on the floor, stand on the floor, you go home on the floor. Everything's in a circle on the floor so you can look at each other. Little ugly kids with pointed heads. And you beat time to Mozart. Ta-dun-da-dun, pum, ta-dun-da-dun, pum. How long do we have to keep this up? I don't know. Go another 10 minutes, we'll beat her to death with these sticks, all right? Then she says, okay, children, it's time for a snack. Great! Now you're talking. Yeah, snack. I want a Hershey bar. Me too. Give me a Baby Ruth. Right. No such luck. She brought out a box and gave us each an old, dried-up, brown, nasty-tasting, gag-you, stick-in-the-throat graham cracker. And you gotta pray for something to wash it down. Please, we're gonna die if you don't give us something soon. We got the hiccups and everything, please. She said, certainly. Went over, got a case of milk that's been sitting on the radiator for about 80 years. Nothing in the world better for a bunch of 5-year-old kids than good old lukewarm, curdly milk. Yes, sir, we loved it. And the straws in kindergarten are the worst things in the world. Worst straws I've ever seen. They're good for one suck. And that's it. Flat as a piece of paper. You're sitting up there. Then to top it off, she says, okay, it's time for a nap. Yeah, there's nobody in the world anymore wide awake at 11 o'clock in the morning than a bunch of 5-year-old kids. 23 kids on 23 cots sleeping wide awake. Only one sleeping is the teacher. She's gone. Thank God for this break, boy. I'll tell you that. I graduated from that into the first grade. I always wanted to get into the first grade because you have your own desk in the first grade, and that's just a part of being cool, man. Yeah, because I remember there was one guy that was just as old as the rest of us, and his name was Richard, man. Richard was cool because he had his own desk. They skipped Richard because he could tie his own tie, you know. Yeah. They used to bring him up before the assembly programs, and the president of the school say, all right, we'll now have Richard tie his tie for you. Yeah, go Rich, yeah. Rich was cool, man. We used to pass by the room, man, and peep in the first grade and see them all in there sitting at their desk. You can see Rich. We try to make Rich laugh. We make faces at him. Hey, Rich. Rich scared to laugh because he get a beating, you know. Now I got my own desk. Ta-dum! I love this desk. Of course, they all look alike, but I got to find out how to find my own. Of course, I don't want anybody to know that I'm not cool finding my desk. I sit down on my desk, look around. I know this is my desk because I sit in front of Crying Charlie. Crying Charlie's got the coolest cry in the world, man. You can't hardly hear him or nothing. He just opens up his mouth and tears roll down his face and everything, man. I know this is it because I sit in front of him. So every time I come into the room, I just look for Crying Charlie, and I sit right in front of him. Of course, if Crying Charlie's absent, I don't know where I'm going to sit. You know. Crying Charlie's absent, I go to his house and sit in front of him. Yeah, got to fold my hands on top of the desk so the teacher will know what I'm doing. Got some initials on the top of the desk here. Somebody carved them all the way through to the floor. So when you write on your paper, you rip it. Yeah. Got an inkwell. Yeah, boy, they still don't trust us, though. No ink in it. Afraid we'll drink it. And I would, too, man. Ink is cool to drink, boy. Hey, drink ink about 3:25, go home with a blue tongue. Used to make my mother faint. Ma, yeah, look. My mother was cool, man. She would faint for anything, boy. I used to get hit in the head with a rock, cover up the blood, wait till I get right up on her. Ma, look. Wow. Way to go, Ma. Cool, yeah. She got me back one day, though. I was playing with my navel. You know, oh, navel. My mother said, all right, keep playing with your navel. Pretty soon you're going to break it wide open. The air is going to come right out of your body. You'll fly around the room backwards for 30 seconds, land. You'll be flat as a piece of paper. Nothing but your little eyes bugging out. Keep it up. I used to carry Band-Aids with me in case I'd have an accident. Gonna learn to write in the first grade now. They give you this paper, grade triple Z. Grade triple Z paper with wood still in it. Big hunks of wood still floating around in it. You gotta write around the hunks of wood. And the lines are about 8 feet apart. They don't want you to miss getting in between them lines, man. Don't want you to start crying. They give you these pencils as big as a horse's leg. And you rest them on your shoulder as you write. A, B. May I have another piece of paper, please? I will. I want another piece. I learned the correct procedure for going to the bathroom in the first grade. You just don't raise your hand and, say, may I be excused? You have to let one finger go up. If you want to do one thing, you want to do anything else, you have to let it see 2 fingers. In case of a tie, 2 wins out over 1. For the longest time, I told the truth. If I had to go, the old 1. And then one day it hit me. I was in the bathroom playing the soap dish game. 7-0, favor me. And it hit me, now, what's she got to know what I'm in here doing for? It's none of her business whether I'm 1 in it or 2 in it. That's why they put doors on the bathroom so nobody will know if you're 1 in it or 2 in it in here. And it's not bad enough that the teacher knows I'm 1 in it. The whole class knows I'm 1 in it. You go back in the classroom, people say, how was it? 1 in it. So I just started lying after that. Hey, if I had the 1, they think I'm 1 in it. Then I felt guilty and I'd go back and tell the truth. That 1? Yes, it was really a 2. She wrote it down in her book. Bill Cosby did 2 2s and 3 1s today. I got an A in bathroom going. Hot dog, junior high school. Watch out there. Personal hygiene, 8th grade. It's all I used to look forward to. Pretty soon we'll be getting in there too, man. Don't tell us about it, you'll ruin it. Yeah, boy. Never forget. Better ask all those dumb questions, man. Woo-wee. I remember junior high school was the first time. This may sound a little off color, but this is true. First time I ever wore jockstrap was junior high school, gym class. And there were some guys didn't know how to put it on. Some guys had it on backwards, Really, it's the truth. We had one kid went out and bought 2 of them. Put on one for each leg, And he put little pieces of rubber down. He thought they would help you from hurting your hip if you bumped into anything. We made him a flagpole carrier, Junior high school, shop, right? Do you have shop? Oh, I was the worst kid in shop ever, man. Anything I ever tried to make always turned out to be an ashtray. I'd mess it up, put 2 grooves in it. What is it? An ashtray, that's right. Looks like a what-not shop to me. Well, I'd build them like that, put 2 grooves in. I couldn't even make a shoe shine box, put 2 grooves in it. Oh, little ashtray there. How come you got polish in it? Well, it's different kinds, Oh, I was the worst, man. And we had a shop teacher that was like a psychology. Well, he had a little touch of psychology. See, in the first place, I went to school with kids that they were on the brink of becoming killers or priests, you know. One way or the other, man. There was no middle of the road, nothing there, you know. And the great part about it was that we were in shop, and this guy, we had gotten rid of 5 shop teachers. And within about 3 months, man. And we had the kind of kids that wear the hat sideways, you know, and they wouldn't stand up straight or nothing. And when they talked to you, they had about 12 toothpicks in the mouth, you know. And you'd say, how are you? And he said, what did he say? He said, kill. And somebody found a .45 bullet. We were in a metal shop. And he put the bullet, the guy says, hey, you know, if you put a bullet in the furnace, it'll explode. That's it. This was the brightest one in our class. So everybody else said, clog it up, clog it up, clog it up. And this one, you know, psych shop teacher, he could always get guys to confess by talking about their parents. He would degrade the parents, and then the kid would get angry. And we're sitting there, you know, everybody's tinkering away, tink, 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 and the bullet is in the furnace, you know, and tink, 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 and then tink, 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 tink. So here he comes. All right. I put a bullet in the furnace. You know, you put a bullet in the furnace that reflects on your parents. You know, a guy, your mother must be pretty low down for you to put a bullet in the furnace. So now it starts. Hey, Larry, you guys talking about your mother over there. Yeah, your mother's got to be pretty low down and rotten. Listen, I didn't put the bullet in the furnace, and stop talking about my mother. Oh, yeah, he was beautiful. It's great to be an expectant father. Now, I want to pass some things on to some of you guys. If you don't have children already, a woman really gets irritable when she's expecting, because of the simple fact that she feels everything's been dropped right on her. You see, now the man was just as much, you know, the fault as to what has happened, but nothing happens to him, you know, and the woman starts to get ugly. I'm so ugly. And you know, the husband doesn't help anyone. He's, hey, look at what I did. Look at that, Charlie. How about that? Look at them goodies there. How about that? How about me? I'm a man. So that's why when the husband says, hello, dear, no, you dear me, get out of here, I'll punch you right in the mouth, you know. Well, I'm going to have about 30 kids. My wife can't do a thing about it because she's Catholic. Okay? If she refuses me, I'll take her right to the Pope. Pope, she says, no. Pope says you got to do it. You don't want to float around for the rest of whatever, do you? So she's got him, and it's great. Marry a Catholic. She's beautiful. But anyway, you gotta sympathize with your wife. You've got to identify with what's going on. And I do just that. First thing I get up in the morning, I throw up. That's right. And I sleep a lot. I wear suits that are too big for me, you know. I wear low heel shoes and I walk like this, you know. And I cry a lot, you know. But I'm copping out the last month. Ain't nobody getting me in that delivery room, I tell you what. I don't care what goes on. But let's talk about the baby for a second now. I've got to sympathize with the kid. You know, the woman is really, you know, she's in bad shape and everything. But, you know, that kid, man, is in a little room. It's a little teeny room, and it's humid in there, you know? And that's 9 months, man. That's a long time. And I think it would benefit both the parents and the child if we could work on something that would shorten it. The duration, that's what I'm talking about. I sent a letter to the Polaroid camera people. And I asked them to work on it, you know. I think 30 years from now, they'll come up with something. You kiss your wife, wait 10 seconds. You got a kid. You like it? Well, he's a little out of focus. Kiss again, that's all. He's got another one. If you like that one, you got to dip him in the lacquer, see? If you don't dip the kid in the lacquer, he'll fade on you. But the whole thing is just that the baby's right there, and I know he must get tired. They've got to get tired, because it's a little place, man. Nothing to do in there, you know. Not a thing, man. You know, that's why the last couple of weeks they go crazy and start punching him. Tired of writing his name on the wall, you know. I tried to get my wife to swallow a ball so he'd have something to play with, you know. Oh, bounce it around, you know. The only interesting thing that ever happens to that kid is when the food comes down through the tube, you know. He can see that. Oh, that's nice. I like that. That's good. Hey, get them Brussels sprouts out of here. I'm going to talk to you about driving, because I've had my problems, and I must tell you about my problems driving. First of all, in different cities. In Los Angeles, who puts up the dip signs out there? Does it make sense to put up a dip sign 2 inches before you get to the dip? You're driving the car, so what's the sign say? The sign says dip. If you want to help somebody, put it after you hit the dip, you know. You've just hit a dip. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, in San Francisco, it's a different story. In San Francisco, they have these hills that have got to be the worst hills in the world to build a city around or in or on. It's fantastic. And it has nothing to do with shifting gears or anything. It's just that these hills are fantastic. They go straight up and straight down. And even with a high dramatic, I've worried at times. I've gone up to the top of some of these things. You get up to the top and the car's still going up. And you say, where's the land, for crying out loud? That's the only time I've ever stood up in the car. Where the hell's the land, for crying out loud? And then when I did go down, I went straight down like this. You know, you guys said, put the brake on. Are you crazy? The back of the car flip over this way. And the insurance company won't cover you if you've had a head-on collision with a hill. I'll tell you that right now. They built a street up there called Lombard Street that goes straight down, and they're not satisfied with you killing yourself that way. They put grooves and curves and everything in it, and then they put flowers there where they've buried the people that have killed themselves. Yeah, Lombard Street, wonderful street. So, I had this Volkswagen. A guy lent me a Volkswagen. Now, I don't get along at all with a clutch. That's all there is to it. You don't even have to look for my car if you want to tell if I've been there. Just take a sniff and smell the clutch. That's all. I'll burn out a clutch in a minute. And first gear is not my best friend in the world. That's all. I get the hiccup, you know. And, the second gear is not too bad. Third is great. Once I get in the third, I'm not shifting back for nobody. That's all. I'll run over a guy before I have to go back into first gear again. Forget it. Boy. So I'm driving around the city, and I had to take this hill because they put up a detour sign. So I said, well, if I'm going to take this hill, I'm really going to take it and get right over it, boy. And I gunned up the motor. 20, 60, 80. I get up to the top. I'm ready to go over. I look to the right. Somebody put a stop sign up at the top of the hill. And I said, you got to be kidding me. Nobody in his right mind puts a stop sign up at the top of a hill like this. I figured the city didn't do it. Some nut went out to the Army-Navy store, bought himself a stop sign. He's got a spyglass, looks through it. Look, Martha, we caught somebody down there. So I'm caught, and I put the brake on. And I know if I'm in a hurry, I'm going to lose my right leg because all the blood's draining down to my hip. And I figured the time it takes me to get off of the brake and get to the accelerator, I will have drifted into the bay. And if you die that way, they won't let you into heaven. You go up, you see St. Peter, says, how'd you die? Me and a Volkswagen drifted backwards into the bay. You go to hell. So I said, I better give it a try. I look in the rearview mirror. Now there's a car behind me. Well, I don't want this guy to know I can't drive, so I said, come around, idiot, come around. He can't hear me because he's busy telling the guy behind him, come around, idiot, come around. They caught 13 million of us on that hill. And we all made an agreement. We put on the emergency brake and we turned it into a used car lot. That's all we did.